About taking another look at Jamie Mays. This time she's swimming the 100 breaststroke. This is recorded in practice, so she does a run and start. I'm not going to get too into her running start technique, but on the entry, while she's in the air, she goes straight from the running start into a tight streamline, keeps the head down, which is good. Enters at a pretty decent angle, but her legs are apart and now with a lot of tension, so we can tighten up the legs on the entry. Then the pull out, we do dolphin kick with the pull down. Legs come together. That's a lot of dead time though before we actually start the stroke. So we need to, once we slide our hands up, we need to be ready to start swimming pretty soon afterwards. Instead of here, we're floating. And I think I even saw your feet. Right here, you do a little bit of a flutter kick. So, yep. So right here, this scissor kick would actually get you disqualified in a race. So you got to keep those ankles together. You got to take the stroke sooner. You pretty much avoid that altogether. As we come into the wall, you're going to grab the wall with your whole hand, palms on top, pull yourself all the way up, and then you have a tight entry. So the ending of that's good with the tight entry, but you need to be able to touch the wall with your fingertips, bounce off, and that way you also avoid pulling yourself up. We're trying to hit the wall, bounce off, and go the other direction as quick as we can. Pulling yourself up is not a direction that we want to go, so not grabbing the wall helps us to avoid that as well. On the pull out, see, on this pull out now, your feet aren't coming all the way together. So right here, this is kind of the end of your kick. Another flutter kick. You really got to get rid of that. But your feet never even came together to begin with. So make sure you feel those ankles touch every time. Even when you're swimming here, looks like, I mean, it's a little hard to see with the wave. Underwater video would help me. But even here, you want to make sure your ankles touch before you begin the next kick. Okay, coming to the wall, let's see if you grab the top again. Yeah, so you got to get rid of that. You didn't grab the wall as much on that one, but still, you don't need to grab the top of the wall at all. The feet didn't come together on that kick. With your head on the breathing, you start with your head looking down, which is a good position. You come to breathe, you're looking straight forward towards the wall, which is a bad position, and then you're going to dunk your head all the way under here to take your stroke. On the 100 breaststroke and even the 200 breaststroke, I would say this pace is too slow. It's not aggressive enough. If you look at Lily King, who won NCAA's 4 years in a row in the 100 breast and 4 years in a row in the 200 breast, she took a stroke tempo of about 1 to 1.1 seconds on her 100 and probably closer to 1.2 to 1.3 on her 200. Also Olympic champion in long course in 2016 in the 100 breaststroke. So not everyone, she has a really insanely fast tempo. Not everyone's going to stroke as fast as her, but this here, this lap is probably like 1.8 seconds per stroke, and that's too slow. Maybe that'd be good for you on a 200, but for the 100, it's definitely way too slow. So we can increase our tempo if we're really trying to sprint breaststroke. Real quick, I want to look at, let me back up just a little bit. I want to look at the timing of your kick in relation to your pull. Okay. So that's pretty good timing, honestly, especially since Jamie's such a new swimmer. You want to basically have taken the majority of your stroke before you take the kick, and then your kick is propelling you forward while your arms are extended. Maybe the kick could be a smidge later, but I'm not too worried about that. I would rather address the other things I've said so far in the video before we go into the timing of the kick. That's pretty solid. The kick coming together at the end, I think, is really important that we address before we even take a look at the timing and the finish. Yeah, pretty good.